Hello, hello, my friends. It has been a while. Hello, hello, my friends. It has been a while, since November to be exact, but I'm so excited to be back with you all and to have a project episode today for you. So welcome back to Knits and Avocations. This is episode 7, and I hope you've all been well. And that you had a great holiday season, that you're having a great incoming spring already. So I have today, this is my podcast where I mostly talk about my knits, my works in progress, and books, and some home herbalism sometimes mama life as well. So if that sounds like your jam, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here, and I would love to connect with you if we haven't already. I'm looking forward to reconnecting with a lot of you. I'm also on Instagram and Ravelry, so if you'd like to check out my projects there, I try to update them there, and I also try to post some pictures of projects and things on Instagram as well. I'll put my handle up somewhere on the screen for you. So all the details for the projects I'll be talking about, I will put in the description box below for you. I also have all my notes printed out on a piece of paper. This time I got smart, you guys. Last year I was taking all my notes from my phone, since I record with my phone, handwriting them onto a notepad. I got smart and printed them out from my notes from my phone. So I've got that in front of me. Let's get started with some finished projects. The first one that I want to talk about is the Playdate tee by Kneedlesandlife. This is knit in a hand-dyed yarn by the red Pansy. You may have seen a project that I also have still in progress. I'm not going to show you that one today, but I was also working on a shawl using some of her yarn as well. She dyes the most gorgeous yarn. And this is her Odyssey DK Merino in the colorway Poppy Fields. And I love how this turned out. This is my second garment that I've made. I'll show you actually so I actually recorded an episode in November for you all, and it never got edited. Like I said, it's been a while. Life happens, you guys. So I had an episode recorded and everything. So you may have seen in the beginning of this episode even some B-roll from November. Still good, perfectly good B-roll, right? Some B-roll from November, but I have some projects that you may have seen in progress last time we chatted, and I have those finished. I'm going to share those real quick with you as well today. So you'll see my first finished garment in a minute. Second finished garment, though, is the tee. I had this yarn, I had 2 skeins of it, and so I was on the hunt for a project that I could make a garment with only those 2 skeins. I did not realize how hard that would be. I finally found this one. It's on Etsy. It's not on Ravelry, unfortunately, but it's on Etsy. And you can find all of her patterns, also her info and stuff on Instagram. She has some beautiful patterns, and this was a great one. I really like I have a few tips with it, and I'll tell you what those are, but I really do. I'm happy with how it turned out, and I ended up with only a little bit of yarn left because I got nervous toward the bottom, where I knew it would be pretty cropped, but that was okay because I wear a lot of high-waisted skirts. And so I wanted them to be able, I don't know how well you can see from here, but I can put a picture up on the screen if you can't see right in this spot. But I wear a lot of high-waisted skirts, and so I was okay with it being cropped. I just wasn't sure if it would be long enough with the amount of yarn that I had. And so I got nervous toward the end, and I probably could have gone. I ended up with a little bit left. I alternated skeins too, so that's why they're kind of funky looking. Well, I guess they'd be funky looking either way, but I alternated skeins, so that's why I have two. So this is how much I have left. So I could have gotten quite a bit more, but I got nervous, and I knew that, and I did an Italian bind off. I really like the Italian bind off, and so I did that on the sleeves, and I did that on the end, and I love how the look of an Italian bind off, it does take a bit more yarn, I think, than some other bind offs, however, and so I got nervous just because I knew that there was going to be 5 rows of a ribbing and then the bind off, and I didn't want to get too far and then screw myself over and not have, I didn't want to play yarn chicken. So this is how much I have left. I'll find something for it. Maybe in the future I'll start. I don't have a scrappy project going. Maybe I don't have a whole lot of stash either though. So as I start building some more stash and have some more yarn left over, maybe I'll do a scrappy project one day. So I'll hang on to it until then. But I've been wearing this all the time. It's great. It's perfect for spring. It whipped up so crazy fast. My tips with it, because I alternated skeins, the back side, there's what looks like, I was thinking it looked like almost like a faux seam was how I was trying to describe it. My mom looked at it and she was like, it looks like it was just folded. Like that's where it was folded and it was sitting in a drawer, which she's right. I think that is what it looks like straight down the back, because that's where I alternated my skeins each round. With it being hand-dyed yarn, I didn't want any color pooling, and so I alternated skeins, which was my first time doing so. I've never done that before. Super easy. You just end up having to finagle the balls of yarn a little bit, but yeah, I think it worked out really great. I love the fabric that I ended up with here, and so my tiff is just the line down the back, but it looks like a fold. My other tiff was just was it? I guess that was my only tiff. That I guess you can't really say the other thing is a tiff, but it's really just I wish that I would have gotten some more length. But that's not a pattern issue, that's a me issue. I think the front ended up a little bit, seems longer than the back. The back kind of seems a little bit shorter, and so but I like coverage. I won't be knitting camisoles and spaghetti straps or anything this spring. It's just not my thing. I like to have good coverage and feel good in, yeah, basically. But just personal preference. And the back, I don't love that the back just feels like it comes up more. But it's super cute with a jean jacket over it, a cardigan over it, and wearing it just like this is totally fine too. May not wear it to church. The back coming up, showing my mid back makes me feel a little uncomfy, but I'd wear it with me. I can wear it with a cardigan jean jacket over it then. But I love this. It does feel a little bit warm because it's merino. And so I may not be wearing it in the heat of summer, especially here. And I'm in Arizona and it gets to 120-ish here. Probably won't be wearing it at that time. But for spring, it's going to be perfect. It's the perfect spring colors. The red pansy, beautiful yarn. She does an amazing job. I was a little worried about the sleeves here. I think I went longer, if I remember correctly. I was worried about this when I was trying it on, trying on the yoke and when the sleeves were coming when I was here. I think I did end up I went farther down this way because I was kind of worried I didn't want to have tight armpits. So I went a little bit further, I think, but the pattern says you can do that if you feel like it's not coming to a close here. It was coming to a close here. I just felt like I wanted more room to be safe. I didn't want to have that issue. So I went a little farther there, but other than that, Italian bind off, and yeah, I really love this. So I think that's everything on the Playdate tee. Next, let's see, I'll tell you about my first finished garment. This one, if you've been here before, you've seen this one. I had like one sleeve left. This is my toddler's. I have a 2.5-year-old boy, and this is his Monday sweater Junior. I love how this turned out. It was so cute. I'll put a picture up for you from Christmas. He ended up wearing it. I finished it in time for him to wear it Christmas Day, and it was so cute. It's a little long on him, but that's okay because he can wear it a little, hopefully, we'll see if he can wear it next winter. It's so soft. It's so cute. I love the fabric that this made with, and I'll tell you what the yarn I used in a minute, but this is a pattern by PetitieKnit, Monday Sweater Junior, top-down raglan construction. This was my first garment, and many of you, I was looking for a first garment to start on. Many of you recommended to me to make a baby item or a toddler item first, which was a great recommendation, and so thank you, whoever told me that way back when. But I like how this, I like how this turned out. It was so cute on him standing next to the Christmas tree, and yeah, what else about it? It's a little long. The sleeves were perfect, I think, so we'll see how that is next winter. We're already in March. He might not, he's probably gonna grow out of it. Yeah, we'll see. The length though, there was quite a bit of length. I have not blocked this, washed or blocked this. I don't know if I will. But let me know when you guys have a project with mohair in it. Do you prefer blocking it? Do you not block it? What's your usual when you have a project with mohair in it? I've never blocked something with mohair in it. I wonder about that, how that is. But yeah, it was super cute on him. Let me tell you the yarn. It's in Sysleriget Merino Singles in the colorway Festival Blues, held with Isager Silk Mohair is what it is. And love how it turned out. So that one was fun. I'm planning on making one for myself too, in pink. And let me go to the next one. Let's see. I'll show you this one. I'll put a picture of myself up on the screen of myself wearing this one. It was actually supposed to be, I have a picture of myself wearing it that was from the last episode and that never went up. So I'll put that up so you can see it on, but I knit a Romanticist bandana. I love this. I want to knit more. I will knit more. I already bought more yarn. I found a really good deal on this yarn in more colors and bought some more because I plan on making more. I don't know if I'll make this exact pattern, but if you like wearing bandanas, this is the way to go, my friends, because having an I-cord, I probably shouldn't be having this tied like this and leaving it. I usually have it, I wear it a lot, and I have it tied hanging up in my bathroom, and then I'll just throw it on all the time. I love this. The pattern is super cute. This is by Merbearmade, by Merbearmade, the Romanticist bandana. I knit it in Rowan Summerlite DK in the colors Cecily. I really love this color. I love the pattern. It was so easy. I believe it was a while ago that I knit this already, but I believe I hit about here and then I tapered down. I lost my rhythm, my energy on it because I was working on my son's sweater. But then figuring out the I-cord was just a feat where I wasn't sure what to do because there wasn't enough it wasn't a good enough YouTube video to explain how to do the I-cord starting here to then attach it to here to then make it to the other end. I ended up figuring it out. It just took some time to get to, once I got to that point, to just be like, sit down and figure it out. And I was like, oh, okay. this makes sense. It was easy. So don't let that trip you up if you're looking at that and you're like, wait, I don't know how to do that, and you can't find a video on it. Just don't worry about it. Once you get there, you'll get there, and then just start on it. And when you're actually there, it makes sense when you read it slowly and go through it. If you're looking at it ahead of time and you're like, yeah, that's what tripped me up, and I kind of slowed down on it, I think, partly because of that. But I wear these all the time. If you like bandanas, definitely knit yourself some of these because it's great. I see myself knitting some more of them in the spring, and whether or not, pardon me, it's this pattern or another bandana pattern, I love wearing this. And I like wearing bandanas regularly, like other types of bandanas, but I always hate how there's so much fabric at the end behind your neck, and then it pulls your hair. And am I the only one who experiences this? But with this, you don't have that problem. Sometimes the I-cord, when you're tying it, can kind of get caught in with your hair a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad as when you're working with like full fabric and stuff. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I was going to mention that I did a little bit of sewing. I'm just going to mention it for 2 seconds because I know I mostly talk about knitting here, but because I knit this, the tee, I found that it pushed me to fix one of my skirts. This is my favorite skirt that I wear all the time, this brown one if you can't see it, and the band the elastic needed some taking in. So it pushed me to get that done. So I got some sewing done recently as well. I took out like 3 inches of the elastic band in this. And so then now it's able to come up. It was just too loose from so much wear. I wear it all the time. So now it's up higher because it was too loose. Where this was laying was giving me showing some belly too. So it helped push me to get that done, which feels so much better, so much nicer to have that tightened up. And I even made a skirt. I took some old jeans and converted them into a jean skirt. It's super cute, and I've been wearing it nonstop, and super cute with the tee as well. So those are some other projects that I also worked on recently. Okay, next project I knit. So if you remember, if you've been here before, I knit the last minute Handstulpen mittens by PaulaStrickt, by Susuanne Müller of PaulaStrickt Designs. I knit them in like a lavender purple for my mom for Christmas. They turned out so cute, and I loved how they turned out so soft. I knit it in this Alpaca Soft DK. I ended up knitting another pair of the same mittens in this beautiful blue marine color. I think this color is green teal. But I was calling them I like to give my projects names on my Ravelry, since they allow you to like name your project. My marine mittens. I knit them for my mother-in-law, and she loves them, wears them all the time. She wore them on a trip for work to a colder state, and she also lives in higher elevation, and so needs some mittens, and she wears them all the time, especially for work. They're fingerless mittens, and so she says that they're perfect for working at the computer and all that. And so those turned out. I don't have them with me, obviously, because they were gifted. Let me have some water here real quick. I'm sorry. But they turned out just like the lavender purple looking ones that I knit for my mom. And they were really pretty. So I knit those up in the time that we haven't been together. I also knit myself a bear. And I got this is the same yarn, Rowan Alpaca Soft DK, but in the color mulberry. I had to knit something in this color. I saw it online, and I just had to get some and knit something in it. And after knitting those mittens, I needed to knit some mittens for myself. So I didn't get a whole lot of use out of them during the winter season because I finished them. When did I finish them? Right, I think it had to have been after Christmas. It was in January. Let me put one of them on for you. I'm sorry, I have like a frog in my throat. But I love how these turned out. These are the Hydra Mittens, which is Spanish for ivy. Hydra Mittens by Fiber Tales. I'm sure y'all have seen Fiber Tales. She has some beautiful, beautiful patterns. Let's see if you can see. If you can see that. I love the ivy pattern on this. I think these turned out so cute. And then if you're cold, you can put them up. Still get the little fingertips up there that might be cold, but it doesn't get that cold either. So I wanted some mittens though after I knit those other two, and I thought I'd change it up with a pattern, a different pattern. And so I love how these have turned out. I've worn them quite a bit actually because we were going for walks and it was quite chilly here for a little while. And not as cold as other places, I know, but chilly for us. When you're accustomed to Arizona weather, it feels chilly. You think it's chilly. And I used to sit out outside in the morning, so it'd be chilly then. But I like how these turned out. They're so cute. They're so soft. I love this yarn. If you need a DK weight yarn for something, definitely check these out because they're just so incredibly soft. And let me see if I have, oh here, Alpaca Soft DK. It is super fine merino wool and baby alpaca. Okay, so we're zooming through these. Let's see, what's next? I think, wait, is that all of my finished projects? That's all my finished projects, you guys. So, there's only one whip that I really want to share with you. The other ones, I've been working pretty monogamously on this project. And mostly because the needle size requires me to. I have many project plans coming up that I can't wait to share with you, but I have not casted on any of them because they all require the same needles. And it keeps me a pretty monogamous knitter, right? Because then I'm able to finish projects much faster. But I've been enjoying this one either way. I am knitting I want to make sure I told you who all those other projects were by, right? Yes. Okay. I'll put all the details below in the description box too, in case if I forgot something. This is the Novice. I'm tangled. I've been keeping it in this fun little basket. I keep this out in my living room so then I can just go grab it and work from it. But this is the Novice Cardigan by PetitieKnit. I know, another PetitieKnit pattern, but you know what? They're great for when you're learning the new construction of something. Don't let people sway you when they say, oh, I try to steer away from PetitieKnit patterns. She makes some great patterns. They're very well tested. And if you're first learning something, absolutely try a PetitieKnit pattern because they're great. Like I said, they're thoroughly tested, which makes you feel good that you're getting a quality pattern that shouldn't have any issues with it. And then you can move on to the other patterns by other designers. But learning a garment or something for the first time it's absolutely, she's a great designer to use your patterns for. So I knit I'm working on the Novice Cardigan by PetitieKnit, and this is in Sandnes Garn. Sandnes Garn Tynn Silk Mohair. And in the, wait, do I have the color for this? I think it's a number. Color 8521 if you want to know. It's the same color that she has on the main photo for it. But I am almost to sleeves. This is obviously it's kind of hard to show when it's on the needles, sorry, but it's so soft. I love it. And I have a little bit, I got a little bit left, a few inches left to go, and then I'll be on this ready for sleeves, to split for sleeves at least. I don't know how splitting for sleeves goes on cardigans yet, but I will get there when I get there. I love this yarn. I love working with it. It's only silk mohair, so I'm holding together to make this fabric. and I love it. I'm so excited to see how this works up. I think it'll be so fun and lovely to wear. I also feel like I'm in the middle of cast-on-itis at the same time as before I started this one. I felt like I had cast-on-itis at the same time as cast-on paralysis. Like I didn't know which project of my plans to cast on. But I'll be excited to keep on working on that one. So that's been really fun. I think that's all of the knitting projects that I have for you to share with you today. I also have the blanket, the shawl and stuff. I'll show you those when I've worked on them. And I started some socks, but honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep on with them. I was knitting on them, and I'm not feeling it. I'm going to leave them on the needles and see how I feel in a little while and maybe come back to them. But I'm not feeling it right now with the socks. I don't know if it's the yarn or it's nothing wrong. I like the pattern. I think it's either the yarn color or just not feeling socks right now, maybe. I'm enjoying the garment knitting. I hope you all are having happy knitting. I have books next, so if you want to stick around for books, please do. Otherwise, if you were here just for the knitting, then thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Hopefully it won't be so long before the next time, right? Okay. I have a big stack of books here, so and these are all books that I have finished, not books that I'm in the middle of reading. All books that I've finished since last we chatted. But I'm not going to go too in-depth with them because there's a lot of them, okay? So, first one I just recently finished, Little Women. Loved this. We read it for book club. I cannot believe I never read this as a kid. That it wasn't required reading or something. If you read this and you loved it too, let me know. It was so fun, and you just fall in love with the characters and the story, and it is just, I cannot believe that I never read it, but so glad that we did. It was so much fun to chat about it at book club. Everyone adored it, and none of us had read it yet. Actually, I take it back. I think one person had read it, but yeah. Someone from our book club also was recommending to us to read Marmee, which is about the mom. If you've read that one, let me know too, because I'm considering picking that up at some point. But this was so fun, such a great read. And then we read Pachinko. This was our January book for book club. So good. Yeah, it's a historical fiction following several generations of this family, and it is just so I loved it. There's also a TV series for this on Apple TV if you're interested and you don't want to read this big honking book, but this was such a good book. I highly recommend. I just finished this one. I didn't say who things were by. I'm sorry. Little Women is by Louisa May Alcott, if you need to know. Pachinko is by Minjin Lee. And then I read The Beginner's Guide to Spiritual Warfare by Neil T. Anderson and Timothy M. Warner. I don't know that I really recommend this one, to be completely honest. I like reading books in this genre, but this one, I think I just was expecting a little more. But I mean, it is The Beginner's Guide, so I can't blame them. But I was looking for a little bit more than what this gives you. It's a good book, but it just wasn't what I was looking for, but finished it nonetheless. There's always something that you can get from those books too when you read them, that you can get out of them. The next 3 books I read actually for work. I'm an editor. I own my own small business. I work from home, so I get my little one is my full-time job, right? Momming is my full-time job, and it's such a blessing. I get to run my business, work from home, support amazing clients, and have the freedom and flexibility to do so through my business. And so I edit and proofread, and I read these 3 books recently for work, for business. I read This Is Marketing, You Can't Be Seen Until You Learn to See by Seth Godin. If you have a business, have been in entrepreneurship at all, or been in just marketing, that world, or the online freelance work from home world, you've likely seen this book. It's good. Yeah. there's that one. I read The Best Punctuation Book, period. More of a reference book, but as an editor, I do like to read through reference books, know how to find something really quick. And this one is such a great one. If you are a writer or an editor or in that space at all, absolutely you need to have this on your desk or in your workspace. It is a great reference book for anything punctuation wise. So highly recommend that one. It's a good one. And then I read the Subversive copy. Oh, I didn't say who that one was by. June Casagrande. The Subversive Copy Editor by Carol Fisher Saller. Great book. I'm not going to go into this one because y'all don't care about editing, but great book. I got so much out of that one. And then let me do this one next. I read, there's one that I don't have with me because my mom is borrowing it now and reading it, but I also read The Last Bookshop in London. Can't recall who that one's by off the top of my head, but that one was so good. If you need a historical fiction, definitely give that one a try. Yeah, we read it for book club. Everyone loved it. And then I also just finished, oh my gosh, I've been reading this book for so long and I finally finished it. I texted one of my girlfriends too. She's also reading this and I texted her, I was like, I finished Dissolving Illusions. And she said, at least one of us did. It's a beast of a book, but it's called Dissolving Illusions. Disease, I'm not gonna say the middle word because I don't want to get flagged by YouTube, but Disease and the Forgotten History. By Suzanne Humphreys and Roman Bystraynik. If you are doing a deep dive at all in this topic, absolutely get this one. It's worth picking up so that you can have all of that deep dive history, data, information. It's absolutely a must if you have done or are doing or getting into a deep dive on these. All of the diseases that these are for, it covers all of them. And I learned so much from this, and so I highly recommend this. But if you are only just getting started in a deep dive, or starting to look into, be curious about these, I wouldn't recommend this book for you as your first read on that topic. There's so many other great books on the topic without going into this depth. It was hard to get through it, to be completely honest, because it's just so dense with so much information and history. But I'm glad that I have it. I read it. So finally finished that one. And then my last one, I read this one during Christmas time, y'all. Hercule Poirot's Christmas. I love a good Agatha Christie murder mystery, and so I really enjoyed this one at Christmas time. That is all, my friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and for choosing of all the knitting podcasts and videos out there to watch in your limited time. I appreciate you so much for choosing mine to sit and hang out with me, and I will see you next time. Hopefully not so long, like I said, but let me know what you are working on right now. Connect with me in YouTube, Instagram, and all the things, and I will see you all next time. Happy March, happy spring, and happy knitting.